some people quit when things are out of control? Today, we're talking about defying the urge to quit on today's life. My name is Joyce Jakada. I'm not doing this alone. Remember, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. You can do well to join this conversation, the urge to quit. So many people have thought, oh, it's natural, I should. Or some just don't feel it's natural. It's because things are out of control. That's why I want to quit. But the truth is, champions have felt it. Presidents have felt it. Pastors have felt it, the urge to quit. So how do we defy the urge to quit? I have Sambo Solomon Sabe, Prudence Berger, and yours sincerely, Engineer Tony G. Nakali. Good morning.
I feel the urge to quit. The show? In life.
It's allowed. Like I said earlier on, champions felt it. Pastors have felt
people
it.
Who love,
Presidents.
people who love to have such wild desires. They set their gaze upon just a picture, and it's the picture of what they are going through. That's why you feel like quitting. Nobody makes anything good out of quitting except that they have quit. That's the only thing you make from quitting. The only thing you make from quitting is just that you have quit. Apart from that, there is nothing. You have not achieved anything. We're talking about people that have quit. Like if you just wake up to decide that I want to quit from my marriage. I want to quit from my work. This is a positive thing, but a negative thing happened to it. So you are not be able to define that what you are quitting from is the positive. You have failed to deal with the negativity that has come that is making you quit. So if you quit on the things that you shouldn't have quit from, really you keep quitting in life. Because anything that pressures you, anything, no matter how minute that thing is, you'd want to quit. Anything.
It was a preacher that said, while he was addressing the kind of woman or man you want to settle with, he said, be careful with the quitter. Don't go for somebody that easily quits. That the only option the person has is quit. It means that in future, when you offend that
he
person,
will quit from being with you. The most part of it is that men don't understand. There is a point that you can never ever win in an argument. That you are the head. Women say yes, but that means they don't agree. Yes, he's the head, but that means they don't agree. But as a man, God has told you that I've made you the head. Stay as the head. What does that mean? That means you are in control. You are in charge. The woman is surely beneath you. And if she is there, whatever she brings, just see her as somebody that is a subordinate. You are the head. The final decision rests in your hands. And the final decision may not be get out of my house and go. No, that's not the final decision. The final decision can be, okay, this is what we are going through together. Just give me a while. I'll deal with it. What's a while? A while is a short time between now and I'll deal with it. And as the days go by, she's forgetting the issue. Even if she remembers, it's not with the same magnitude as she attacked you. So nothing comes out of quitting except that you have quit. The picture you look at is the negativity that has jammed the positivity that you are involved in. Now you are living the reason why you are quitting and you are dealing with somebody else. Joyce fighting Prudence, Solomon Sambo Sabe receiving the blows. That's the reason why most people quit. Now the other picture you fail to look at is, were you happy when it was going on well? Yes. So when you quit, you'll never have such times again. What are you going to, like work, right? If you are talking about work, which is what we're basically talking about today. If I quit from this job, what do I get to do tomorrow? Faith is not foolishness. Some people say the Lord will provide. It's true, he's always providing. But faith is not foolishness. It was God that told Abraham to give his son. And when he asked, he said, go and sacrifice. He didn't even tell him what he wanted. He didn't tell him the exact position, but he said he wants his son Isaac. And when the son asked him, he said, Daddy, I can see everything for the sacrifice, but where is the lamb? What did he say? He said, the Lord shall provide for himself.
But I have a question. Like earlier I said, so many people quit when things get out of control. I've heard people that work or are in business tell you that this is not paying me. Oh, I'm being used. In fact, I had a privilege of meeting a young lady like recently. I was asked to recommend someone for a job, and I did. So I made it open, and then she said she was interested. So she's working with an organization that pays even more than the organization that I recommended her to. And I was wondering, so why would you want to leave? Because she's there. She's working there currently. I was wondering, why do you want to leave for this other place? Don't you think where you're working currently pays more than? And she said, Joyce, it's not about that. And I asked her, so what exactly is the problem? She said her peace of mind is more important for her. So I was wondering, so who tells you that where you are headed is going to be better than where you are living?
See what I said earlier. See what I said earlier. It is the negativity that stood in the way that is your problem, not the job. At first, you were told that there is going to be a cleaning job. The pay is 25,000. Nobody agreed for you to work there on your behalf. You agreed by yourself. The salary is still the same, maybe even added. So in real sense, the problem is you, not the job. Think about it. The problem is you, not the job. You didn't quit the first month. You didn't quit the second month. You didn't even quit the first year. You didn't quit the second year. The things that you let into you are the things that are making you quit, not the job. What has changed about the job? It's a question I'm asking. What has changed about the job? Nothing. Your job description still stands. See, people make you quit. Situations make you quit. But not what you're going through at that moment. Because what you're going through, you don't even know what it is. That is why you feel at that point that quitting is the best option. Just so that you can get out of your way and face what? Do you see why people
and have my peace of mind? Have people say that, let me leave, I have my peace.
Joyce, have you ever wondered why for the past 20 years people have not elevated in their life? They have not moved from one level to the other. You have been doing this to yourself. You have not moved from one level of life to the other. The pressure, see, when you deal with 5 issues, you don't know. You have just been promoted. Promotion is not when they write you. No, you have just been promoted. When every day you come to work and you are faced with a negativity and you deal with it and you move on, you have been promoted. Tomorrow, if the same thing comes, not again. See, then you start applying what you did yesterday and it deals with it and it clears the way. You have to be persistent, sir. Life. Jesus came to save us from sin so that salvation can be given to us freely. But Jesus did not know the rest of the part of the bargain when his father, he didn't know. If he knew, he wouldn't have said, so this is how this thing is. Please take this thing away from you. However, if it's not your will, if it's not my will, however, not my will, but yours be done. So if Jesus went through that, who are you? Who is your leader? Who is your MD? Who is your GM? Who is your director? Who is your pastor? Who is your governor? Who is your president? Have the opportunity of sitting with them and discuss what you're going through. If they tell you 10% of what they are going through, you will shut your mouth up and go and concentrate on your work. It's just the things that we put unnecessarily. We keep them in our minds. We keep them in our hearts. We store them and we lock the door so that nobody can come and pull them out. They are the things that are haunting us, not the job. not the marriage. Not because, sir, imagine, I gave an illustration earlier. Just imagine. The job description has not changed. The company car is still with you. The driver is still with you. The salary is still the same. They are paying you as at when due. But you just have problem with the people. Where do you think in this world that everybody is saying? 100%. Where? Go and meet the aides to the governors. They will tell you, this work, we are tired, but there's nothing we can do. What else can you go and do? Go and meet the aides to the president. They are tired. Go and meet governors. They want to quit, but they can't. No matter how you say power is sweet, some of them wish that they can just disappear. But you cannot. You cannot. You don't have a bigger picture. You don't have your eyes on any prize. That is why you feel the urge to quit. Some people quit, they go back to begging their parents. I know people who have quit work from me, and I know what people are calling me to say. In fact, last week, someone called me to say, take this person back now. I said, no, the person wrote. The person wrote with pen and paper to my office, I'm resigning. So if the person is going through something, why are you the person on behalf of that person coming to say we should help this individual and take the person back? Some people just quit, not even because of the organization, because of prudence. I write my resignation. I can't stand one more day looking at this girl in the face. I hate her. A reverend told people that he hates me passionately. He's still a reverend with collar. So ever since, I decided to love him more and be closer to him. And I have. And I'm sure he's ashamed. But I don't care. If that is his nature, I don't have that kind of nature. I do not. So when people say they want to quit, go and check. It's not the job that is making them quit. What is the job? The computer you have in front of you that you are using to work, that is your job. Has the computer ever spoken to you? Has your phone on its own spoken to you? So it's people that are your problem, not your work. Deal with the people. Face your work.
Okay, so that much is true, but I've always had I always wonder what exactly makes this quitting for some people work out. Why I said workout is some people you find it seems like everything is working out well for them, and then they suddenly just say, okay, no, this is not what I'm supposed to do, or this is not where I'm supposed to be. Then they quit, and tomorrow you find that they're succeeding more in the next endeavor they put their hands to. But looking at this whole angle that Engineer Tony just talked from, and then this other side where they end up succeeding in what they put their hands to do, I find it hard to put the two together most of the times. I'm not sure where the right quitting starts and stops, and where the wrong quitting starts and stops. It's like the barrier between the two it's really very slight. You might just be making the wrong decisions to quit, or you might just be making the right decision to quit.
Let's also understand. This is not a point. It's just a guide. Let's understand. Let's be able to distinguish between moving forward and quitting. You don't have to remain in one organization for 50 years. Yesterday I was chatting with someone. She is a very, very big person. She works with an NGO, Abuja. And I was asking her, I said, how is XYZ organization where she works? She said, fine. But this is her last month with them. And I was like, what happened? She said she has contributed enough. She has given her best. It's just time to move on to something better. She now said, hey, buddy, you just need to know when to leave. That's not quitting. That's not quitting. Some people are just they are narrowly minded. See, you don't give your mind, your brain, the opportunity to think outside where you are. Most likely, she's been there over a decade. I was a consultant in that NGO before she even joined. Believe me, if you count 5 big NGOs in Nigeria, they are one of them. Like, the salary of the security man is about 300,000 a month. I'm not exaggerating. I know. The security guys there, that's what they take. But she was not quitting. She was moving forward. There is a clear-cut difference. If you come to me today and say, sir, I want to tell you that I'm tendering my resignation next week. I need you to give me a month to clear my table so that I can actually leave. Then I'll be like, oh, why? A lot of people meet me in the office. Some people just drop it and come and sit at my table. But some people actually discuss it with me. They want to leave. I ask, why? A lot of people say, sir, pressure, this. I've done a lot of resignation, just like they have done mine too. I've done a lot of resignation in the presence of people. I say, go back to work and you need to grow. But you see, people say things. Okay, imagine Joyce Jakada writing a resignation and she comes to say, sir, I've just been given an offer at CNN. Why do you think I'll say this one will go and suffer? I will be happy. I will post it on my page that someone that I have something to say about her life is moving to CNN, even when I'm still in Equa Television. I will be happy, sir. But when people say I'm leaving, family pressure, this one, how can joblessness solve family pressure? Except if you are not being truthful. So if you have a job somewhere, say it. Why are you afraid? I have this job, I'm moving. Do you not know that since we started Equa TV to now, over 10 people have left? Has the name changed to anything else? No. They are there. God is blessing them wherever they are. But some of them are struggling. In fact, they are struggling more than they were struggling when they were here. And you see, any job that makes you struggle is not your own. Or your capacity is not in accordance to that level you are given. So let's distinguish between moving up and quitting.
It was T.D. Jakes that said quitting comes from someone that is not really mature enough to see the finish line. Because I like the fact that the clarity was made about quitting and then moving forward. Because some people might be mistaken, oh, so you don't want my progress and all of that. No, that's not the intention. I think I've worked with someone that told me, see, he will always emphasize to his staff, if you work with me for 10 years or more, I won't be happy with you because I expect that you move forward. It's my organization, I'm aware, but I expect that you grow. Your growth also means a lot to me. So there was a time, sharing from personal experience, at work, I felt overwhelmed, I felt pressured, and
that's there, ba.
So
That's there, right?
I told my mom.
That's there, right?
Yes, there.
Okay.
See, I was like, I don't think I'll continue this. And my mom asked why. And then when I gave the
Are you sure it was there?
when I gave the reasons, like
See how
you
Joyce
said
is
earlier,
ignoring me. See how Joyce is ignoring me.
like you said earlier, most of the reasons why people quit, you find out there is somebody, maybe a colleague, or like there's somebody. It's not really about
always
what
about
the person is doing the work, because you find out that the person's heart is at the work, but because of this colleague, because of that colleague, because of one subordinate and all of that superior, people just, let me just leave the organization. I will not continue this work. And my mom looked at me and said, who told you that if you go
Where
somewhere,
you are going to, there is no
she
insubordination.
like, you always find that. And I remember you told me that one time too. So do you mean you will keep quitting? Because eventually, if your reason is,
But when I told you, you didn't come to quit.
no.
Okay.
So I remember.
I'll tell them later what you came
No
for.
problem. So think about it. I'm quitting the job because of prudence. So it means when I get another job and then I meet
There's
Adesta,
another prudence there.
Adesta there, or another prudence, I will quit. You keep quitting. You keep quitting.
Oxford.
So truth is, once you find something doing that is worth doing, put your heart to it. Those challenges that will come in form of colleagues, in form of whatever it is, it's still the process that is taking you to. Who told
Focus
you it's
is
going to be
key.
easy?
Focus is key. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on yourself and your work. If you can do that, you are focusing on yourself and your work. Sometimes I come to work almost half time to closing. That's because I know there are a lot of things to deal with at work that if I stay at home, I will deal with them better. So I work from home. When I come, I would have done like 50-60% of it. Like I woke up early morning today calling people about 5th anniversary, talking to people about 5th anniversary. There's no way possible when I come to work, I will do that. I am not thinking about a bill I'm supposed to pay. I'm not thinking about, these are a distraction to what I am looking at. Joyce, you see what your mother told you? I'm going to use that to advise people. When someone that has seen shege in life advising you on how to avoid or deal with shege when it comes, take it. Take it. Because what our parents saw and are still seeing, even while they live in your own generation, it's inexplainable. Our parents have just been strong for our sakes. They have been strong. They are just strong. Recently, my mother's friend called me and she said, my mother put her and one other woman to be praying for me. So they meet at our house, I think every Tuesday, to pray for me for 1 hour. It broke me, ma. It broke me. It broke me. Imagine that I quit while their effort is existing. Just imagine. I never asked my mother to do that. I never discussed any pressure with my mother. And you know what? Things happen in the family. As the most senior male son, I warn my sisters, don't ever let mother know of this. Don't ever. Why? She has a lot she's dealing with. Some of the things that she's aware of today, they happened 2-3 years ago. Some of them happened my father was alive. He died 7 years ago. But I have used that to tell them, don't you ever. So she doesn't feel like quitting on you or you or you. Why? Because these are the issues that are adding up to frustrations of the aged. Like your mom, at her age, you come and bother her that one boyfriend is dealing with you. Imagine. No, you can discuss issues, but you don't discuss things that will also put her in pain. So she doesn't feel like quitting on you. Haven't told you everything about life from when you started menstruation as a lady. Because that's when female parents think she's grown enough now to know the issues of life. I told my kids one time, I said, you don't let anybody punch you in school and you come back and tell me. 1 punch equals 5 punches more. So they stay away. I know somebody is like, no, as a Christian, if they punch you here, turn the other. Don't come and tell me somebody punched you, except if it's a teacher. But 1 punch equals 5 punches. Hard ones. Except you are playing. You have to be tough in life, sir. You have to be tough. Some people think, he's teaching bad thing. Okay, one day your son will come back with one eye plucked. You see, you have to be tough in life. You have to deal with issues as they come. You deal with issues as they come, sir. Things have happened to me in this life. I'll be like, oh, this one. Okay, let me deal with this. People are like, see this. The person is bleeding. He's almost dying. If he dies now, life continues. It's not like you are heartless, but you are tough. And you have to keep being tough, especially if you live in Nigeria. You have to keep being tough. How much are we buying fuel? 600 plus. On top of that, you buy a little above half a liter sold to you as 1 liter. Because most of the gas stations are not truthful. So if you start thinking of there's school fees, there's feeding, There's house rent. There is this. There is one. There is this one. This person is calling you, help me with this. This one is calling you, help me with this. And then you say you want to quit. You will join them. Somebody else will start helping you. And think about it as a man that you are begging.
I think we don't really.
This is the first time you're talking on the show.
Yes.
We just gave you the opportunity halfway to the show.
And I think
you have 15 minutes.
Since from the word go, the point, has been consistent, building from one to another. In fact, if you permit me, I can be quiet, and I know the show will still go well. No, what I'm saying, I can be quiet and be rest assured that people will be impacted with the knowledge that you guys have. But what I'm trying to say is that we don't normally sit and think deep. Most people, they are just shallow by the situation surrounding them. And you see this issue of people around you that we always talk. It's very key. If you look at number and you surround yourself with number, the same number will help you to quit and it will help you to die. Yes, the same number. But if you are looking for quality, even when you are drowning, they will try their possible best to see how they will rally around you and pull you. Because God is not foolish for him to create people around us. That is why the Hausaman will say, Gani Gawani, yeah, it's the one that's all wrong Allah. You said something earlier. You said,
I remember he's managing a party.
Gani Gawani, yeah, it's the one that's all wrong Allah. If you look at what happened to other people, what they are going through, that alone is a message that you shouldn't tell that part. And you said something. If someone that taught a particular part is telling you the experience, just sit down and listen and follow.
Use the examples.
Use
the
it.
Advices,
like use it
ideas.
well.
Yes.
You understand? Because you see, in this life, I think the inventor of quitting is the devil. And the more he's not seeing people practicing it, he's disappointed. So he will work real hard to recruit people. If you are thinking of number, he will help you. He will add the number so that they will bring you down. He will know that one is down. So it is very, very important. It's very key. And you said, particularly when people are living in this part of the world, Nigeria in particular, you mentioned the issue of fuel. Now, in Adamawa State, Nigeria, there's 24 hours curfew.
Oh, the whole state?
Yes. Because people yesterday went looting shops because people feel they are hungry. They are tired. The government is choking them. That's the level. But it shouldn't have gone to that, to that level. But still at that, you will still find some people that are still, while that was happening, they are still at home, praying God, trusting God, doing their own legit business or whatever. And you can imagine some people are even doing their legit business. If someone stock a rice, he used money to buy the rice. It's not government rice. You went ahead to those shops, looted the shop simply because you're hungry. It's wrong. You understand? It's wrong. So you will see it. Amidst all this struggle, there are still people that their ways are still right. Why? Because they understand the manual given to them, which is the Bible. He didn't tell us that things will be smooth. And that's why Jesus was close to the disciples. He wanted to impact in them, to tell them, this is how the life is, but you have to be tough. The word you said. Because you can't come to this world while the devil is working day and night to find you that are standing right to pull you down. And you expect that everything will just go smooth. And if you look at the life of Jesus, look at the challenges, look at the pressure, till the last minute at the cross, he said, your will, like you said earlier. That means the pressure was just too much. But he said, let your will be done. So that's an example. But just imagine you are in that pressure and you don't have good people to hold you. Like I said, I always tell people, I said, I attempted suicide 3 times because of pressure. And sometimes when you say you don't understand,
You thought of it as
yes,
in, okay.
I even tried it. Yes, my life. Sometimes when I say, people say, must you tell us your life? No, I'm not telling you.
I'm afraid of you.
I'm telling somebody that God has positioned me so that my story will send a message. For you that doesn't care to hear. After all, I'm not saying I have cars, I have house. I'm not bragging. But I'm seeing how God have guided me by the help of people around me. That's the point. That's the point. So when you talk about pressure and you see how God help people, I think I'm one that I can give testimony when it comes to pressure. If I can attempt suicide 3 times, then you can tell. That is not even work, sir. That's not even work. If for work, I have known how many times I thought of quitting. You can testify.
That you can testify. So you have been discussing quitting with Solo.
You understand? So talk about quitting life. That's what I was thinking. Life entirely. That's the final. When you quit life, there's nothing to talk about you. Rather to say, there was one guy like that just because of that's how they would put it, because of just this small pressure, he just
You're
stood.
talking about life generally and talking about people having the right people around you.
Yeah.
Like additionally,
Hmm.
I know how the right circle can help you, especially in terms of attaining success and seeing to your growth and then your development. Again, people must have understanding of the time. People must also have understanding of the process, what is called process. You must be rooted again in the word of God.
That's the point.
And if you are, when pressure come, when challenges at work come, you're not unaware of them. You are still focused. And that is how you remain focused. Whatever you throw at me, I just know this is a distraction. I keep moving. See, there's something attached to finishing. There's something attached to winning. There's self-respect. There's celebration. Even you, there's that feeling of fulfillment. It was Paul, while writing to Timothy, that says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. Now there is in store for me crown of righteousness. Like, look at how, you can imagine how that you just crossed the finish line and then you're feeling, I have. Like, do you know what he has dealt with? At some point, he was in prison. Think of the Roman soldiers that were standing by him with all the weapons and all of that. But he was not really looking at himself. There's an assignment in front. He's thinking of the future of the church. He's thinking of, like other preachers, there are a lot of things that he's focused at. It is not about the now. It is not about all the distractions that are being thrown at him. But there's something that is aiming at. And if we have that understanding, whether you're into work or business, whatever it is, you will defy the urge to quit. And if you have that understanding that, see, this is just natural, the feeling of wanting to quit, like I said, champions have felt it. Just when you are trying to finish the race, there's this pressure, there's this, you feel like I'm exhausted, I can't continue. But because they are aiming at the reward, they keep moving. So if you have that understanding that you're not just here on earth just so that you occupy space and just be there, it's an assignment that you're here for. And that work that you're doing or your business can be part of the assignment that God has given to you. And that moment that you're thinking, I can't continue, I'm quitting. I know I'll deal with this man. You're talking about your boss, or I'll deal with this woman. She thinks she can get at me. I will leave this job, and when I leave it, I will have my peace. That's not an option. Like I said earlier on, it was TD Jakes that said it comes from an immature mind. If you have that understanding of process, if you have that understanding of what God wants you to do, that you're here for an assignment, then you would defy the urge to quit. Even when you have that feeling, it's part of the process.
You see, just
I'm focused at the goal.
you talked about earlier, mentioned something like the focus is not the work. The focus is the people around.
That's why you
And
want to quit, right?
That's why you want to quit. For some people, because you're being given an assignment, number one, you have to be deliberate about what you are doing. I remember so many times that you said, when applying for the job, you did. You came for the interview. They asked you. And some, they can even write in there whatever they say they can work under pressure.
That I say I can work under pressure does not mean I should be pushed to my breaking point. In fact,
But-
someone said I'll go and remove it. I saw a doctor post that
you right.
I'm going to revisit my CV. I'm removing that I can work because I say I can work under pressure. These people want to kill me.
So what am I trying to say? Now you applied the job. Are you being deliberate about the job, or you are just there? If you are just there, that means it is easy for you to get frustrated and to just feel like quitting. And it's not a surprise if you quit, because in the first place, you don't understand the purpose. You don't understand the reason why you are there. If you are there, you know there's a reason. I think you should fight to the end. And because the devil will always fight what is good, because he is seeing that God wants to achieve something, he will raise soldiers and armies to fight you so that you will quit.
A
You
lot
know-
of
So
people
for-
live their lives by default.
But
If
yes,
this thing happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, no clear-cut goals
goals.
for them. That is why you easily quit.
Hmm.
I give you an instance. Joyce was saying leaders have felt the urge. All of this. Buhari even cried on TV, on national television. He cried. He said, "This is the last time. He will never. He will not. He will not. He cannot be. He will not contest. He will." He said it.
One governor said I was not even born with it. So if they don't vote me,
So boom, he contested again and he won. See, sir, it's okay to feel pressured. It's fine. You are a human being. You are existing. The dog that you kept at home is feeling pressured, even when knowing that somebody will cater for me. It's feeling pressured. The wife that you married, she's feeling pressured. The children you have, they are feeling. You live in a world that will pressure you. You live in a world that will pressure you. You see, all of these empty people that talk this, that every now and then, they do not have focus. They don't have anything about life. Whatever comes, they take. Whatever comes, they take. Whatever comes, they take. Anything shows up, let's try it and see. They are selling land very cheap here. In the next 5 years, they carry everything they have and buy, and then find out eventually that it was a scam. This thing is giving money. They leave the work they are doing. They venture into it. This one is giving money. They leave this one. They follow it. No clear-cut goals. This is who I want to be. This is the kind of man I want to marry. This is the kind of job I want to do. This is the kind of... You are talking about that your boss. There are people that are created to never have anything of their own. They will work under people till Jesus comes. That's how it is. It's not the original intention, but it's the position they have put themselves into. Some people are there to build. Some people are builders. They cannot own. Yes, they can never own. Their knowledge is to build. Their knowledge is to build. These people will stay in your company, make your company relevant, but give them 10 billion to start their own, it will crumble. Because they are not gifted in leadership. But they are gifted so well in followership that they can follow you so well and help your goal come to light. Certain people will not do well when they are left alone. There are people that can never do well when they are left alone. There are people, okay, we have cameramen working in this studio now. They are doing extremely well interpreting pictures for people to watch what we are doing. They may not have the required skills to be on the show as we are. They may not have the required skill to own a TV station. But if somebody owns a TV station, the station will be useless without the services of people like that. We cannot just feel that everybody has to be at the top. That is why when you work so hard to be at the top, to the extent that you forget, you are supposed to help the top stand. not to be at the top. When you don't get there, frustration sets in. Some of us are supposed to help the people that are at the top to sit well. That is all we are created to do. There are different fields of study. There are different fields of endeavors. But when you sit down and think, no, even us too, we have to get to the top. The top is not for everybody. The top is held by the people under. Can a roof suspend itself and stand without pillars, without the blocks, without... You see? So the people that are under are the people holding the people at the top. The moment they pull out, the top will fall. So who should brag more? The people holding the top. But when people don't understand this concept of life, they fail. Because you want to live in a mansion that is not built for you. You'll have nightmares. You have a lot of things will set in that are not positive. So why won't you identify your own place in that organization and live within the confines of your power? You are HR. Be the top in HRing. You are head of programs. Be the top in heading programs. You are head of finance. Be the top be the prudent manager of resources. You are head of security. Make sure that position is tight. Disregard what your boss is doing at the top. This is your responsibility. If he fails, he has failed. If you succeed, you have succeeded. The knowledge is in your head. But people don't understand most of the time. You start looking at, this is what Joyce is doing, this is what this person is doing, and the GM is not doing anything. Let me also do whatever I want to do. Before you know it, you have stopped growing. Why? Because you have imbibed a character that is inconsistent with growth. And it will start haunting every waking moment of your life. And before you know it, 5-10 years later, you are stagnant.
You see, this is why it is said that you should mind your own business. And when it says mind your own business, okay, so when I was getting this contract, this was what was listed on or when I was given this job, this is the responsibility that was assigned to me. So if I'm minding my own business, it means that whatever was enlisted on this paper, I'm available and able to carry them out. That's what I came to do in that organization. So regardless what the pressure is from the other people, relationship wise, like you want to be relating with your colleagues because you know that they said it's important that you have a cordial relationship. Yeah, but regardless if somebody decides to just be toxic towards you, what is important is that you're minding your business and that at the end of the day you give results. And what I'm saying this out of personal experience. I had one time that I really did not want to continue what I'm doing. I just wanted here. At some point, I did want to leave, and my family,
the urge to quit.
my
She feels the urge.
I felt the urge, and the people around me, my family members, friends, some of them were like, "No, just go. There's no point. Why do you have to stay?" And one of them said, somebody else with a different opinion said, "Why are you leaving? Why exactly? What is the main reason as to why you want to leave?"
No answer.
Exactly. Up to today, I still can't give
Of
that
course,
answer.
you can't give the answer now.
So, and she said, if what you want to do after you leave this place doesn't make you get up from your bed, even when you're feeling like you don't want to do anything to do it, then I don't see any reason why you should leave. And I thought about it over and over again.
So you went and discussed our company with people.
And no, I didn't discuss the company. I just said
Okay.
I wanted to.
It's us now. You have taken our. Don't worry. See me after the show. Go ahead. See me after the show. Don't worry. Go ahead. See me after the show. Please tell them to bring her file to my office. Go ahead.
Okay, so at the end of the day, after hearing all what the other people had to say, like, okay, so the main reason why I really wanted to quit in the first place was not even reason enough, because I'm still here, and the reason is no longer here. So I'm not even finding the reason. I'm not saying maybe what exactly instigated it is no longer here, but or if it was a person is no longer here. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that right now that reason is no longer there. It's like, okay, so regardless what happens or what comes, yes, it's like he just went on to thin air, and I'm still here and I'm still thriving. But if I had left, where would I have been? What would I have been doing? Nobody
Someone
knows
said
that.
God will provide when she was talking about quitting, and I said, "Oh, so what? Do you have a job you're falling for into?" She said, "No, none."
Do you want
She
to
had
do
a job.
business?
Yes.
You'd have asked her who provided the job that she was quitting.
So she said,
She would tell you God.
so funny enough, the work that she was doing, and then why she wanted to quit, it was because of the person that was her superior. That was her only reason why she wanted to quit. No, this girl, I don't like how she's treating me. I don't like all of that. And I tried speaking to her to see reason why. Don't put that as because of this person. She said she cannot tolerate her any longer. She has to go. And unknown to her, the same month that she's
Leaving.
writing the letter to quit, that same month the
The person was
superior
leaving.
left. So unfortunately, it was just like a week in between. She left, and the reason why she left the job left too. And she
So
doesn't.
both of them left.
Yes, that person moved forward. Her superior moved forward. It was time for her to actually go on to do another assignment, and then she quit the job because she said she can no longer tolerate her superior. Now her superior is still having a job. She's jobless.
How can I wake up one day and be so foolish that I want to fight my boss? How can I don't understand that theology. I don't understand that reasoning. That I will wake up, I want to fight the man that employed me. Do you understand the point? He employed you. See, we don't understand the concept of work. Can I be angry with my boss? Emphatically, yes. Can I be sad at his decisions? Emphatically, yes. Can I disagree with my boss? Emphatically, yes. Can I fight him? Emphatically, no. He is, see, he can take, without following procedure, he can take pen, put it to paper, and fire me. They can think of what to do with me later. They can think of whether he did it the right way or not later. But you see, I can not wake up and be foolish because my boss said something that I personally am not comfortable with. My boss is my organization, and my organization is my boss. So if I'm employed to work under him, if I own the company where I work, it's different. It's different. And I know there are a lot of people working, yet they have small businesses that they run. When you do things to sell and nobody buys it, who do you fight? Who do you fight? When you propose something to someone and they do not, I'll tell you something, sir. Recently, a state governor asked me to write something for him. I wrote it and I delivered it. And he said, this is brilliant. He looked at me and he said, Tony, you are going to head this for us. Please. I know you are busy, but head this for us, or else at the level of consultancy. I said, fine. Guess what? 3 days later, he announced somebody as the person that is heading that thing with the prototype I gave and everything. Did I quit? No, I did not quit. I don't even care because they didn't tell me. It's everywhere. So I clapped for him. There is what is called the brick wall. When you hit it, you can't penetrate. You go back. So you let people to be who they want to be. When they hit the brick wall, that time, even when you quit, it will be too late. Look at your friend now who is losing. The person who didn't even have an idea you are fighting him has moved forward. Don't move forward foolishly. Don't quit because when I get there, the Lord will provide. Who provided the one that you have insulted now? It's the same God. God has billions of children on earth. He knows the people that will be thankful to him when he gives them job. Regardless, the Bible says, at all times and in everything, good or bad, give thanks. So that job, you neglect to give God thanks that you have it. Meanwhile, people are praying. I've told you several times at the staff meeting, I'll say, this work that you have, a lot of people are praying that something happens that you get out for them to get in. And you don't know. The devil is wise. When he hears that, even angels are hearing. Angels of God are hearing that prayer point. When you open the space, they will suggest this person and he will come and he will do better than you. But the point is, appreciate where you are at every point in time. At every point, the Bible says, at all times and in everything. Jesus left the throne. His purpose was the cross. But you know what? The throne and the cross, they are not often mentioned as much as the testimonies, the miracles, the beating, the everything. But the throne is not mentioned, the cross is not mentioned as much. Look at the beating. Look at the thorn, the crown. Look at all of, look at someone's spat on him. Look at all, the King of Kings. All of these things are the things that I mentioned. You, who are you? What did they do to you? What they said? That nobody even gathered courage to meet you face to face, to tell you to your face? No. Disregard all of these things. They are a stumbling block to your growth. Your response is a stumbling block to your growth. So your actions are more important than your response.
Very true.
Unless it threatens your faith, your belief in God. Otherwise, there's no need to quit. Focus on the assignment. Disregard every distraction that will come in form of colleague or whatever it is. Just ensure that you put forward your best in whatever you do and ensure that success is attained and achieved. That's the much we'll take. But before we go, there's the comment from I think Filippo. He said there's always hope even when everything is falling. Let's keep it going. God bless us all. Thank you so much for that comment. We have likes and other, but because of time we'll not take that. So you remain kind to one another. Defy the urge to quit at all costs. Until we come your way tomorrow same time, you have a blessed day.